Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my beloved brothers and sisters. Sometimes we notice something is wrong, not outside, but inside. Inside our homes, inside our families. You see the smiles fade, the peace disappears. Children cry for no reason. Husband and wife begin to argue over the smallest things. You wonder what's happened. How? One of the unseen forces the Prophet warned us about is the evil eye al-ayn. And yes, it is real. It can affect your home, your health, your rizq. Let's talk about 5 signs that the evil eye may have entered your home, so you can recognize it and seek protection from the Almighty. When your home becomes a battlefield and no one remembers why, you argue over food, over silence, even over a smile. This is not normal. Peace is a gift from Allah. When it's gone, ask yourself, what removed it? You visit doctors, take the medication, but the pain returns. You feel drained, your children fall sick one after another, yet no one can explain it. It might not be a virus, it might be the evil eye. You work harder, but the money feels cursed. It's spent before you even touch it. Time passes, but you get nothing done. It's like something is blocking the flow of blessing. And it might be just that. When the Quran is hard to read, prayer feels heavy and dhikr is forgotten. Know that this is not just laziness. Sometimes it's a force trying to disconnect you from your Lord. And if shaitan succeeds, he wins. Children crying, adults unable to sleep, strange feelings when the lights go off. This is not superstition. The Prophet told us to seek protection every evening, because the unseen exists and we must guard ourselves. So what do we do, my brothers and sisters? Do we fear? No, we act. Because Allah is the best of protectors and no harm can reach you if He guards you. Recite Ayah al-Kursi every night. Read Surah Al-Falaq and Surah An-Nas every morning and evening. Keep your home filled with the Quran, not music or sin. Avoid flaunting your blessings, especially on social media. And most importantly, keep your heart connected to Allah. Sometimes we are so busy decorating our homes, we forget to protect them spiritually. Dear brothers and sisters, never underestimate the power of dua. Never underestimate the strength of a house where Allah is remembered, because no evil can stay where the light of faith shines bright. May Allah protect your home, your family, your health and your heart. Ameen. Sometimes the first sign that something is wrong in the home is a change in the atmosphere, an invisible heaviness that settles over the household. You may notice tension rising between family members over things that were never a problem before. A small comment becomes a full-blown argument. A simple misunderstanding turns into days of silence, and even the closest relationships between husband and wife, parents and children start to feel strained. You begin to wonder, why are we fighting so much? There is no logical reason. Everyone loves each other, yet the peace is gone. This kind of sudden disharmony is not always just emotional or psychological. Sometimes it's a spiritual disturbance. The evil eye, often cast unknowingly, can create negative energy in a space. It fuels irritability, miscommunication, and frustration. It clouds judgment and darkens hearts, and instead of speaking kindly, people speak harshly. Instead of offering help, they compete. The house that once echoed with laughter now feels tense, silent, or filled with raised voices. When this happens, it's essential to pause, not just to fix the argument, but to ask, is there something deeper happening here? Seek Allah's protection. Cleanse your home not just with soap and air freshener, but with the remembrance of Allah. Because a home filled with dhikr is hard for evil to enter. Shaitan thrives in places of neglect, but flees from places where Allah is remembered constantly. So when tension arises for no clear reason, don't just fight it emotionally. Fight it spiritually. Bring back the Quran, bring back kindness, and bring back trust in Allah's protection. That's when the peace will return, inshallah. There are times when a person begins to feel unwell, physically drained, emotionally low, or constantly sick, yet every medical test comes back normal. You go from doctor to doctor, take prescriptions, follow the advice, but nothing changes. The body is aching, the energy is gone, and the discomfort lingers without a name or cause. It becomes a cycle of frustration because on the outside, everything seems fine. But deep inside, something doesn't feel right. In many cases, this can be a sign of the evil eye or spiritual harm. The Prophet taught us that the evil eye is real and it can affect our bodies, our health, and our well-being. Sometimes it is the result of someone's jealousy, even if they never intended to cause harm. A glance filled with envy, a comment without saying MashaAllah, or a heart that is not clean. These things can carry unseen effects. This harm doesn't show up on scans or blood tests because it is not physical in origin, it's spiritual. That's why no amount of medicine can completely heal it until you address the real source. You'll notice the person suddenly becomes lazy, unmotivated, or tired all the time. Children who are once healthy may fall sick again and again. The body feels heavy, the face looks dull, and sometimes even depression creeps in without explanation. In such cases, protection comes from the one who created the body and the soul. Turn to Allah. Increase your daily recitation of Ayat al-Kursi, the Mu'awudat, Surahs al-Falaq, Nu'anis, and regularly make ruqya for yourself and your family. Keep water in the home that has been recited upon, and ask Allah for complete healing of the body, the heart, and the home. Remember, the evil eye may harm, but it only affects by the will of Allah. And He is the one who cures, who restores, and who gives strength, even when the world cannot understand what you're going through. Keep your trust in Him, and know that healing is near. There are moments in life when you're working hard, putting in the hours, doing everything right, yet your money seems to disappear. The paycheck arrives, but within days it's gone. You budget carefully, cut expenses, and try to save, but nothing stays. Unexpected bills, repairs, and losses keep appearing one after another. Even when your income increases, the peace and barakah in your wealth seem to decrease. It feels like you're chasing something that keeps slipping away. This kind of financial difficulty, despite effort and planning, can sometimes be a sign of spiritual harm, particularly the evil eye. Wealth is one of the most common things people envy. Someone might look at your home, your job, your car, or your business with jealousy and unknowingly cast the evil eye. Even a casual comment like, "You're doing so well," without remembering Allah, can carry harmful energy if the heart is not clean. The Prophet warned us that envy burns blessings. It doesn't just affect what you have, it affects the unseen barakah in what you have. That means the money may still be there on paper, but its benefit is gone. You feel like you're always catching up, always under pressure, always just surviving financially. And this stress can create tension in the home, worry in the heart, and even affect your worship. In such times, turn your focus from just financial solutions to spiritual ones. Give sadaqah regularly, even if it's small. Recite Surah Al-Baqarah in your home. As the Prophet said, it drives away shaitan. Be careful not to expose your blessings unnecessarily, especially online. Say MashaAllah over your own wealth and teach others to say it when they see something they admire. And always begin your work with Bismillah, asking Allah to put barakah in your effort. Because at the end of the day, it is not your job or your income that sustains you, it is Allah. And when you connect your wealth to Him, He will place blessings in it that no evil eye can remove. One of the subtle yet serious signs that something may be spiritually wrong in a home is when the connection with Allah begins to weaken without any clear reason. A person who used to wake up for Faidah suddenly struggles to even hear the alarm. The Quran remains closed for days, and when it's opened, the heart feels distant. Salah becomes delayed, rushed, or even missed. Acts of worship that once brought peace now feel heavy and difficult. It's not laziness, it's something deeper. This sudden disruption in worship is often a sign of spiritual interference, and it could be due to the evil eye or other unseen harm. Shaitan's goal is to disconnect the believer from Allah. If he can't take away your faith, he will try to take away your practice. And if he can't stop you completely, he'll try to weaken the quality of your worship so that it becomes just movement without meaning. When the evil eye enters a space, it doesn't only harm physically, it impacts the spiritual atmosphere. You may notice that dhikr is forgotten in the home. The Quran is rarely heard. Prayers are delayed or missed. Family members who were once spiritually active may fall into heedlessness, distractions, or even sin. The soul begins to feel dry, restless, and far from the light it once enjoyed. In such moments, the solution is not to give up, but to fight back with remembrance, with intention, and with trust in Allah's mercy. Return to the basics. Even if the heart feels heavy, continue to pray. Even if the Quran feels difficult, read just one verse. Protect your home by playing or reading Surah Al-Baqarah. Increase your istighfar and teach your family to say the morning and evening Adhar Dali. These simple acts are powerful shields against the unseen. Most importantly, never think that Allah is far from you. Sometimes the disruption in worship is a sign that you're under attack, not that you've failed. Keep striving. Allah sees every effort, every sincere attempt, and He will restore your heart when you call upon Him. The darkness will lift, and the light of worship will return stronger than before, inshallah. There are times when strange and unexplained things begin to happen in the home. Objects fall and break for no reason. Electronics stop working even though they are new or recently repaired. You replace light bulbs, appliances, or devices over and over again. Glass shatters, doors slam, things spill, all without clear cause. These incidents may seem small on their own, but when they become frequent, repetitive, and unsettling, it's important to pause and reflect. In Islam, we are taught that the physical world is not separate from the spiritual. When the evil eye enters a home, it can bring with it a type of chaotic energy that disrupts not just emotions and health, but also the physical environment. What was once a place of stability begins to feel unstable. Accidents that used to be rare become common. Even when you're careful, things go wrong. A glass slips from your hand out of nowhere. A child trips in a place that was always safe. A leak or fault keeps coming back despite repairs. These signs are not always coincidences. Sometimes they are indicators of spiritual harm affecting the household. The Prophet taught us to seek protection through prayer, through remembrance of Allah, and by being mindful of our surroundings. Shaitan delights in disorder and confusion. If he can bring frustration and distraction through these constant breakages and inconveniences, he can pull your heart away from peace and your focus away from Allah. In times like this, it is crucial to bring barakah back into the home. Begin with Bismillah before any task, whether cooking, cleaning, or even walking through the door. Play the Quran often, especially Surah Al-Baqarah, which the Prophet said expels shayateen from the house. Use ruqya water to wipe down surfaces, or sprinkle in the corners of your rooms with the intention of removing any negative presence. And always say MashaAllah over the good in your life so that your blessings are protected from envy. What breaks physically may also be a reflection of what needs healing spiritually. Protect your space with dhikr. Fill your home with the name of Allah and trust that whatever has been harmed can be restored by the one who gives peace to hearts and homes. One of the most common yet overlooked signs of spiritual disturbance in the home is an ongoing sense of restlessness, especially during the night. You lie down tired, hoping for peaceful sleep, but your mind won't settle. Hours pass and your eyes remain open. When you do sleep, you wake up frequently or feel as though you haven't rested at all. Children cry through the night without explanation. Some wake up terrified from nightmares. Others shift constantly in their beds, unable to find comfort. This kind of sleeplessness isn't always due to stress or routine. Sometimes it's a sign of something deeper, an unseen presence that is disrupting the tranquility of the home. The Prophet taught us that shayateen can disturb our rest, especially in homes where Allah is not remembered. When the evil eye enters a space, it can bring with it spiritual agitation. The heart becomes uneasy. The soul feels unsettled. You may not see anything, but you feel it. A heaviness in the air, a discomfort in the dark, a feeling that something is not right. Sleep is a gift from Allah. It's a time when the body heals and the soul finds peace. When that peace is stolen night after night, it wears you down. It weakens your energy, your mood, and even your connection with your Creator. A tired body struggles to pray. A restless heart finds it hard to focus on dhikr or Quran. The goal of the evil eye is not just to harm, it is to distract, disturb, and distance you from your spiritual strength. This is why the night is a time that requires protection. The Prophet would recite Ayat al-Kursi before sleeping and blow into his hands the last 3 surahs of the Quran, wiping over his body. He advised us to say the evening adhkar and to trust in Allah before closing our eyes. These practices are not just rituals, they are shields. They calm the heart, protect the home, and place angels in charge of your rest. So if your nights are filled with worry, if your children can't sleep, if fear or anxiety creeps in after sunset, respond not with fear but with faith. Fill your room with the sound of the Quran. Make wudu before bed. Keep your tongue busy with Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, and Allahu Akbar. And remember, the one who gives sleep also gives safety. Turn to him and he will restore your nights with the peace you seek. There are times when a home no longer feels like a home. You walk through the door, but instead of feeling safe and calm, you feel unsettled. The space that once brought joy and rest now feels heavy and uncomfortable. You may not be able to explain it, but something feels off. It could be a quiet tension, a strange discomfort, or just a constant sense that peace has left the walls. This loss of peace is not always due to external stress or life changes. Sometimes it is the result of spiritual interference. When the evil eye affects a home, it can strip away the tranquility that once surrounded it. You might find yourself avoiding being at home or feeling anxious when you're there, without any logical reason. The Prophet taught that peace in the home is a blessing from Allah. It doesn't come from furniture or design, it comes from remembrance. When a home is filled with dhikr, Quran and gratitude, angels dwell there. But when that remembrance fades, the home becomes vulnerable to negativity, envy, and spiritual harm. The evil eye can be attracted to a beautiful marriage, a united family, or a content household, especially when those blessings are shown publicly without saying mashallah or giving thanks to Allah. To reclaim the peace that was lost, the solution is not just emotional or material, it is spiritual. Begin by bringing back the remembrance of Allah into every room. Let the Quran be heard daily, even if only for a few minutes. Greet your home with salam, because peace is more than a word. Peace is not gone forever. It is simply waiting to return when the heart and the home are open to it again. Ask Allah sincerely to fill your house with sakina, to protect it from every hidden harm, and to make it a place where angels love to stay. Because when Allah places His mercy in your home, no evil can take that away. Sometimes the first to sense what human eyes can't see are the animals around us. You may notice your pet suddenly growling, barking, or staring at something that's not there. A cat may hiss into an empty corner, or refuse to enter a certain room. Birds might become restless, making unusual sounds, or trying to flee the space altogether. These changes may seem small or coincidental, but when they become frequent and focused in particular areas of the home, they are not to be dismissed lightly. In Islam, we understand that animals, by their fitrah, are more sensitive to the unseen. They can detect spiritual presences, both positive and negative, that we cannot. The Prophet once explained that donkeys bray when they see shayateen and roosters crow when they see angels. This teaches us that animals react to the spiritual realm in ways we may not understand. So when they behave in strange, frightened, or aggressive ways without cause, it could be a sign that there is something spiritually impure in that space. The evil eye doesn't just affect people. It can impact homes, objects, and even animals. Its presence can bring a heaviness that disrupts the natural calm animals usually have. A dog that used to sleep peacefully may now bark through the night. A bird that chirped joyfully may fall silent or fly frantically within its cage. These reactions, especially when combined with other signs, should not be ignored. But instead of responding with fear, respond with faith. Recite Ayat al-Kursi often in your home. Play Surah al-Baqarah regularly, especially in rooms where animals seem disturbed. Say Bismillah when entering your house, and greet your home with salam. Wipe down the walls and corners of the house with water that has been recited over. Keep your home spiritually clean with daily adhkar, and avoid anything that invites darkness, such as inappropriate content, neglect of prayer, or environments that breed sin. Your animals may be warning you not to be afraid, but to be alert. Use their instincts as a reminder to protect your space with the remembrance of Allah. Because when Allah's light fills a home, no darkness can remain, neither for you nor for the creatures that live with you. My beloved brothers and sisters, when we speak about the evil eye, we are not promoting fear, we are promoting awareness. The signs we've discussed, sudden tension, unexplained health issues, financial struggle, broken worship routines, strange accidents, restlessness at night, a loss of peace in the home, and even animals acting unusually, these are not things to panic over, but to reflect upon. Islam teaches us to be spiritually alert, to recognize when something is not right, and to respond not with anxiety, but with action rooted in faith. The evil eye is real, but the protection of Allah is stronger. The darkness of envy may enter unnoticed, but the light of the Quran, the power of dhikr, and the strength of sincere dua can cleanse any home and heal any heart. Keep your connection with Allah alive in every corner of your house. Make the dhikr a family habit. Fill your space with recitation and never underestimate the impact of saying Bismillah, Mashallah, and Astaghfirullah regularly. Your home should be a place of sakina, tranquility, not just a roof and walls, but a sanctuary of mercy. And when Allah is remembered within those walls, no evil can stay. So protect your family not just with locks and alarms, but with verses and prayer. And remember, no harm touches you unless it is by Allah's permission, and no healing comes except through Him. Place your trust in the one who sees what you cannot see, who knows what burdens your heart, and who is always near. Keep striving, keep praying, and let your home be a place where angels love to dwell. Thank you, everyone.